Hello all, and welcome to the zoo.
Why am I here?
Minions of the Zoo is a lovable ragtag group of misfits that sprang up initially as a fan group to Ranting Monkey, Scribe-Light, Some Dumb American, and their joint Lords of the Night livestream show. Late-night discussions in Discord quickly evolved into streams of their own, with each member bringing something new and different to the table for discussion. Led by the incomparable Reject PPC and the One-Ton Hammer, the group rotates hosts known as Zookeepers.
Hello everybody and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host for this evening, One-Ton Hammer.
I will be your zookeeper tonight, Reject.
Alright, and welcome to the zoo. I am the Lucky Pop-Tart Inquisitor.
Sanguine.
Skep Tock.
I'm Prospero.
And I'm Delahazed.
Regular streamers, they're known as minions, and special guests are known as traveling exhibits. They're on a nightly basis, so that each show has something unique and fresh for our audience. Minions of the Zoo currently streams at 10:30 Central Standard, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Let's be xenophobic, it's really in this year. Let's find a nasty, slimy, ugly alien to fear. There's no more cutesy stories about E.T. phoning home. Let's learn to love our neighbors like the Christians learned in Rome. We know we ought to hate them, they're different, you see. We've seen they're mean and ugly on movies and TV. The folks that ought to know have told us how it's got to be. The gospel truth is found in scenes from Alien and V. Let's wipe out any life form that seems to be a threat. We'll serve them up a genocide they never will forget. 'Cause if we miss a couple, they'll breed a couple more. And soon we'll all be hating twice as many as before. You see, aliens can never be as good as humankind. A more delightful race than us you'll never ever find. So step aside, you star slime, we're ready for your worst. We know you want to beat us, enslave us and defeat us, oppress us and browbeat us unless we get you first.
Hello everyone, welcome to the zoo. I'm your zookeeper for tonight, Inquisitor. Minions joining me are Mr. Adam.
Hello.
And Eeyore.
Good evening.
And we will be hopefully having guest the next 6 minutes sometime. I hope he checks his Discord. But yeah, how are you gentlemen this evening?
Tired and cranky because of all the wet weather.
For me, it's the cold weather, and I've got a sinus infection, so... Yeah, I know last stream it was pretty low effort. It's going to be just as low effort this time. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't take an edible this time, though, so there's that going for it.
Oh, nice. Fortunately.
I haven't needed to, yeah.
What was it?
I haven't needed to, you know.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? No, yeah, it was cold as shit today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Alright. What we're going to do today is we're going to ink these two boys and then just kind of work on a single orc at a time until they're all done. And I say I got a brand new project coming up too. It's going to be a huge one. I've got a Wasbomb Blastojet that I've got put together but not primed. So I'm going to have to paint that eventually. That's going to be fun.
Ooh. Hey, yes. Quiz, I got some good, bearing good news.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, your favorite game is coming to the Switch, possibly.
Which one?
GoldenEye.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I heard that it was going to.
There was like a rumor or something that Nintendo tried to get the game title released in Germany, and so people are putting things like, well, it must be for the Nintendo 64 online servers. And, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, if you're down for that game, which I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I heard it, and the first thing I thought is, oh man, I should bring my Switch over to Quiz's house. He's gonna be like, get that shit out of here.
Yeah, mainly because I have the original, and guess what? We're not playing that either.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. It's because I've been playing around with the 64. I haven't played 64 games in a long while, and yeah, they sure are different.
And by different, you mean garbage, because it was a terrible console.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I've been playing a lot of Zelda.
Ocarina of Time.
I didn't get too far in it, but because I had a weird thing when I had the Wii U, or I still have the Wii U, but when I was getting the Virtual Console on that, I had a really weird bug in my brain where I had to play each game in order. So I never got around to Ocarina of Time. I mean, I beat it when I had it as a kid, but I haven't played it in a long while.
I have it for the N64, but if you asked me to go back and play it, I'd tell you no. And I'll tell you why. If I want to play Ocarina of Time, I'm not going to play it on the N64, because I'm not going to sit there and fight with that garbage fire of a controller. Instead, what I'll play it on is I'll play it on my fucking 3DS.
Yeah, I heard the remake was pretty good, and they fixed a lot of the issues.
Oh, it was great. I love the 3DS version. They also added motion controls for like the bow and the was it the shot? Fuck, what was the grapple?
Oh, the grappling hook?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
How was the 3D effect on it? Was it pretty good? I mean, I like the 3D effect on a lot.
Oh, the 3D effect for all of the games that I've ever played on the 3DS was great. I'm not knocking that at all. I was blown away by it when I first saw it, because I bought the 3DS on the week of its release. I was an extremely early adopter of the 3DS, and
me too.
Yeah, I've never seen a bad 3D effect on the 3DS. So you'll never hear me complain about that.
Well, no. Even taking the pictures, I mean, even though they weren't really high quality pictures, but I took the 3DS to the museum and the field museum, and I was taking pictures. You know how they have those miniature displays? They're the little dioramas.
Yeah.
I went and I took pictures of those things, and I still, to this day, I can crack open my 3DS and sift through those pictures, and it's like, dude, that's fucking awesome. That's fucking nice, you know?
Yep. I'm gonna say I took my 3DS to several conventions, because that was back when I was still going to anime conventions. And I also took it to, I think, C2E2, the big Chicago comic book convention, a couple of times. And yeah, no, it's a great camera. You know, for being just a dinky little game console camera, it works surprisingly well.
Yeah.
It was a great little piece of hardware. I still to this day defend the shit out of the 3DS. I mean, I you know me and my attitude towards a lot of shit that Nintendo does. Nintendo are definitely not one of those companies that I will defend with any sort of alacrity. But no, the 3DS is a good piece of hardware.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend the new 3DS with the face tracker, only because it makes the 3D images a little easier to take out. I only mentioned the 3D too because the 3D as well, because it was earlier today. I'd seen a post. One of the, I follow a bunch of game collectors on Twitter, and somebody had posted that you can play the Williams pinball game upside down to get the 3D effect of the pinball table or board. And then on the bottom screen, the touch screen would be the score and the time and whatever, the graphic, what have you. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, that is fucking ingenious. That was fucking ingenious, dude.
Yeah, I say they were really smart about the 3DS. It's really a shame that they're going to completely sideline it for the Switch. I think they both have their own merits, and they should continue to develop for the 3DS. 3DS is not obsolete hardware, not even close.
No, yeah, they could still work with it. Have you tried the Labo 3D viewer kit thing?
No, I have not, Adam.
I'm not gonna lie, it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that if I'm going to use a cardboard peripheral, I'll make it myself.
Well, the lens themselves are like, I don't know, they're actual lenses, but yeah, you essentially build like a cardboard holder for the fucking system. But no, yeah, I was because there's not really that much you can do with it. I think you can use it in a few games, but I can't wait till they announce that. Wait, did they say that you can use it with Pokemon Snap?
I have no idea. Because
that would be fucking cool. Cool. That was a weird word. Cool.
Yeah. And I say the one thing that my roommate brought up that I don't see a whole lot of people talking about when it comes to the 3D or the Switch N64 stuff is that they intentionally mapped the controller terribly just so that they could sell
horrible.
The N64 peripheral attachments.
Well, I've seen I think it was Nintendo Live. They showed them you can map the controller, the Switch controller Pro he was mapping. He did it because there was an update where they added that, and I was kind of confused as to why you would want to remap, the buttons. It's, but I guess it makes sense. But yeah, no, it's so stupid how they fucking did it, and especially because it's like you can see how they would, like I guess they were looking at it more like they didn't want to confuse the B and A buttons. But at the same end, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch for people's imagination to look at a 64 controller, see that I think B is the bottom one and A is the, a little up to the left, where the X would be. And so instead of changing it, they just mapped it to that. And yeah, no, it's horrible. It's not. I think that's what's confusing me a lot with like Zelda is picking the items, because I don't like using the right control stick to use the C buttons. But that's why I was like, oh shit, dude, GoldenEye, you can change it so that you can use the C buttons to look. That's gonna be nice.
You mean they're turning GoldenEye into an actual first-person
to make
shooter?
it playable.
Okay, you just called one of the grandfathers of the first-person shooters not a first-person shooter.
No, you are 100% wrong on this one, Eeyore. GoldenEye was not a grandfather of the first-person shooter. Are you fucking kidding me?
What? Are you going to bring up Doom?
A fucking Wolfenstein, Quake. All of these games came out way before. Quake 3 Arena was a contemporary of GoldenEye.
Oh my god, dude, Quake 3 Arena on the
and yet everyone remembers booting up the N64 to play GoldenEye.
Because everyone's a basic bitch and had an N64. Regardless of how bad a console it was.
Yeah? Which company is still running? Nintendo or your fanboy company?
Hey, Sega still operates.
Actually,
they make Thomas Wave platform games. They still do arcade.
I was just gonna say.
I don't see any Sega home consoles since I think the Saturn.
Dreamcast. Bitch.
Dreamcast.
Bitch. And I say, you don't come in here and talk to Adam and I about this, about Sega. Okay.
Bro. That's why I pull off the robe and you see the big old Sega Channel T-shirt. And it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh, don't worry. I don't mind you guys bitching on Nintendo. Nintendo screwed over Sony over the disc peripheral for the SNES and created their greatest competitor.
Yeah, well, blame Nintendo for that shit. They were the ones that didn't want to pay Sony for it. And Sony were left with a project half finished, and they said, "Fuck it, we'll be your competitor then."
Yes.
I think it was more and this is not an actually thing, Donkey, but I think it was more Sony wanted a bit more control than Nintendo was willing to give them in terms of the types of software and promotion and pretty much just, you know how Nintendo is pretty much, they don't give no fucks. Don't, you know, they'll take down a whole website because of ROMs and shit, you know. They're stingy as shit.
Yeah, they are.
Which is why I think it's funny when they announced Sora for Kingdom Hearts, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, dude. Fucking Nintendo's like, I'm gonna make a theme park at Universal, I'm gonna hire Sony to make the movie, and then I'm gonna have Disney in one of the bigger Switch titles. Yeah. Dip my fingers in all of them.
Yeah, man, that's ballsy move too. I mean, the mouse don't play around, man.
Well, I think that's why they didn't really get a lot out of it, I don't think. And then a cloud version of the Kingdom Hearts games. Although, admittedly, I kind of want to play the third one because
I've heard that was hands down the worst of all of them.
I saw somebody did a breakthrough of all the game stories, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I just remembered, you know, popping the first one and being like, yeah, this is cool. I like to see all the Keyblade designs and, you know, the different costumes. And the second one was even better because, like, Nightmare Town.
I'm not gonna rag on you too much here, but oh my god, really?
Yeah, dude.
I hated Kingdom Hearts from the outset. I thought it was such a lame concept.
It was. I mean, even now, like I'm kind of pushing towards Sora being my main character.
Dude, no. If I were to actually pick up Smash Brothers, which I won't because I don't play baby games. It's a dig. Yeah, I know. I don't care. If I were to actually play Smash Brothers, I'd play fucking Ryu or Ken, whichever one, you know. Simon Belmont or fucking Terry Bogard. You know, real fighting game characters. Although Bayonetta, you know, Bayonetta's cool. See, they wanted to get my attention. If they wanted to really get my attention with the last Smash character, if they'd have put the main character of the game that the music is currently playing of, I think I might have been interested. And that would be Hades, by the way. If they put Zagreus in fucking Smash, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah.
I got just a real quick story. It's a side story. You know, we'll jump right into video games because I did want to talk to you about Shining. No, not Shining. A potential new console, and welcome, Six.
Hey, how's it going, Six?
Are we on there yet?
I'm sorry?
No,
oh yeah, we're on.
Not...
Okay. I just got out of the shower.
Oh, okay.
I was doing some recording stuff with Terry earlier on, and
fucking Terry, man.
The Terry guy.
That Terry guy, yeah. I was doing some.
Oh shit!
How you doing, Terry? And yeah, he and I were doing some awesome stuff for a project. If you would like to know more about this project, Quiz, I'll certainly talk to you about it after the stream. But
sure.
In the meantime, I'm doing well.
That is good.
Yeah, so let me quickly interject and get this out of the way because it's kind of been sitting on the back of my mind. So yesterday I was on the show with Deli and Terry.
That Terry guy.
And Johnny, although his picture kept messing me up because I kept thinking it was Prospero.
Oh.
I got out of that, and I was just, once you get me to start, laughing, it's really hard to put the bottle back on. So
you put the genie back in the bottle, yeah.
Genie back in the bottle. So I you guys know I have my my only simp dream girl type thing and type person. So I pop into her Discord just to say, say hi to the people in the Discord. And I noticed they're all hanging out in the voice chat. So I go in the voice chat and I don't recall what exactly we were talking about. But one of the mods was talking about, you ever try those they're like veggie sticks. They look like fries. They come in 3 colors, like green, orange, and yellow.
They're like freeze dried, aren't they?
Yeah, they taste. Well, I mean, they taste like chips, but they're made out of like one's corn, one's carrot, one's I think peas or green beans. I don't
Celery, I think.
Yeah. So one of the mods was in the voice chat, and of course this girl was in there too. But I completely I'm not the type of person who's like, oh my god, whoa, how you doing? What are you doing? I'm just I go in and
how you doing?
But see, the thing is with her, she seems to pick the worst times to actually talk to me, and I swear that she probably she sees my name and she's like, this motherfucker again.
This guy.
And I like I said, I don't say nothing to her. I'm just like, hey, what the fuck? But we were talking about this, and so the mod was like, who keeps talking to me about this? And I'm like, me, Mr. Adam. Who the fuck? And then you just hear her say, Mr. Adam, fuck. And then all of a sudden my name changes to Mr. Veggie Straw. I'm like, come on, man. Could you please not mess with my name? And then, so I'm like, all right. So I'm not gonna lie. I did the Weasley move. I asked the mod. I'm like, dude, come on. Can you talk to her? She's disabled. I can't even change it. I'm like, I'm really finicky about my name. Please don't mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, come on, bro. It's just a Discord name. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, yeah, my main concern is she's gonna forget, and I'm gonna be Mr. Veggie Straw.
Mr. Veggie Straw for in perpetuity. Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, and I even because a little while later she comes on and she's like, hey guys, it was fun in the chat, huh? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, could you please change my name? And then a whole bunch of people are like, why? It suits you. It's a good name. What the fuck? And so I figured, okay, it'll probably change within the next day. This morning, I make my rounds. Like, hey, what's up? And I notice my name's the same. I'm like, come on, dude, for real? And just now, the little blink out before 6 came in, I was checking it because somebody had at me. What is that? Whatever the
notified.
Yeah. And motherfuckers, because I just asked. I'm like, oh, you guys are watching a video today? What were you guys watching? And they made some goofy ass rhyme with Veggie Straw, Mr. Veggie Straw. And I'm sitting there like, that's fucking name, dude. I'm like, not make this stick, you better not make this fucking stick. God damn it.
It's okay. We still love you, Mr. Veggie Straw.
Adam, it's the last straw. It's the last straw. It's a
Straw that broke
the camel's back.
The last veggie straw that broke the camel's back.
Adam, just don't make a straw man argument.
Yeah.
Honestly, here I'd probably be like, but like I said, it's, dude, every time this woman has interacted with me has not very like, I don't even say anything to her and she'll be like, Adam, fuck you. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Jesus. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so smitten by her. like a little punishment.
Well, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna fault a guy for his proclivities.
I think the only YouTuber out there I'd probably simp for, and I haven't watched one of these videos in a long time, but her name is Jessica Chobot, or Chobo. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Maybe Shobo.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, she does a lot of. She's kind of like comic book girl 19. She's in that kind of genre.
I miss Comic Book Girl 19.
Yeah.
I learned about what was the name of that comic? Shit. Empowered. I learned about Empowered from Comic Book Girl 19. And I pitched Empowered on Comic Book Curation a long time ago. It was one of my first pitches.
Yeah, she's got her own channel now. Her name is Chobot. I don't know how you would pronounce that.
Chobot?
Chobot or Chobo? Anyway, I would totally sit for her.
Shobo. Something like that.
Oh, she's on the Nerdist is the channel.
Oh, I think they were recently in some drama.
The Nerdist?
Really?
Yeah, I think is that the one where they have glasses as a logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you're thinking of not the Nerdist. You're thinking of Channel Awesome.
No, this is definitely not
Really?
those guys.
Yeah,
it's like
they've had drama ever since, years and years and years ago.
This is fairly recent, like a month and a half ago. They had some convention and somebody was invited, but then they were not invited, and people got upset, something like that. Like, I just remember seeing some people on the Twitter timeline saying some shit about it. Yeah, I try to stay out of the dramas.
Same.
Drama sucks.
Yeah, especially when they make you wear those tights. Ugh.
Not that kind of drama.
Especially when they it's because of Mario Party and you have to leave a Discord server.
Son of a bitch. Fucking Mario Party, bro.
Goddamn Mario Party.
What did you do, Adam? Was this wine night?
Well, this is a reference to Wine Night, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great
actually,
stream. I love that stream. It was so fun.
Well, shit. Well, okay, hold on. We ended that night on a perfectly good. I thought you were talking about when I left this other game channel because of fucking Mario Party.
Well, that you mentioned that night, and then it just kind of became a running joke that night.
Oh yeah.
I hear Mr. Adam. I hear Mario Party. I automatically, my mind jumps to Wine Night. The competitive atmosphere that was present in that small apartment.
Because Trixie Hobbits and shit.
Damn, Trixie Hobbits. Even though we won.
I know.
Terry is just clarifying. Terry clarifies that it rhymes with robot, so it's Chobot.
Oh, okay.
Who says robot? It's robot.
It's robots.
Chobit.
Yeah, your fancy robots.
Them damn robots trying to take over.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my David.
Good
man.
Independence Day.
Yeah. I love Judge Hurts in that movie.
We're gonna get the spaceship a cold. 1,000,000,001 things couldn't go wrong.
Hey, they're just lucky that that spaceship didn't change models.
Yeah. So the firmware update has made your entire campaign moot.
They're like, hey, check out this ship that's coming in. It's still running XP. Oh, fuck.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Because that was back in the 60s. You know, when the Roswell thing happened, it was supposed to be back in the 60s. So it's, you know, the fucking...
Roswell was 40s.
It was the 40s? Oh, even worse.
Yeah, there you go, Eeyore. You're missing a cue, sir. Yeah, you knew that. See, you wanted to keep it pretty chill, but dude, my sides are cracking up.
Well, I wasn't saying pretty chill doesn't mean, you know, you can't have a laugh or two, you know.
Chill is good. Laughing is also good. These things are good.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
So what have you been up to, Six?
Oh, I've been working on a super secret, top secret project. It's not that really secret. I've had a lot of involvement recently in this in the last few days. I did a recording session the other night with Irving Twin, Gamer Beline, and Jack Gunsky. I did more recording this afternoon with Terry, and I plan to do some recording with Arcater sometime in the next day or so. So it's kind of a really cool thing that I'm trying to do. It's something that I've been trying to do for years now, and I hadn't ever had the knowledge or the tools to actually get it done. And I certainly, organizationally speaking, I haven't been able to get my shit together enough to contact people and pitch to them the idea of what I'm doing. And yeah, so it's been a long work in progress, which requires a lot of recording and editing and finding out how to do things that I don't know how to do. So, you know, pretty much same old. It's the next 6 minutes MO is that he wants to do something, doesn't know how to do it, has to learn how to do it, and so on and so forth.
Well, it's all about the process of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
So
it's all about development. Developers. Oh.
And what about you, Eeyore?
What about me?
I don't know. I just wanted to hear your voice one last time.
one last time. That sounds ominous.
You're acting like I'm gonna die or something. Well, I might in the spring.
Why is that?
I might be formulating plans on making a 2-leg trip.
Oh? That's down here to Chicago?
Then to Orlando.
Cool. I'll say if you want to organize it so around the time of Adepticon, then I think they have the current year or current date up for it. I don't know though. Let me check.
Is that end of February?
No, I think it's March.
March would be more than doable. I'd have to check with the Orlando leg and probably turn that into something separate.
Yeah, okay. March 23rd through the 27th is Adepticon. Also, how is Irving Twin? It's been a long time since I talked to that dude.
Oh, Irv's doing pretty good. He's been working a lot, which is why he's not around as much. He still does streams every now and again with Craig Bragg on Canadian politics. It's interestingly enough called Ammunition. So yeah, that's pretty much what he's been doing lately. Is he's just been keeping busy, and a lot of IRL stuff has been keeping him away from doing a lot of streams and things like that. So he's doing well.
That's good. That's good. I like Irving. Irving's a good guy.
Irving's a good dude. And I did kind of have an idea of doing some kind of stream while I was on vacation, but I don't know. It's this project I'm on is taking up a lot of my time. So I a few months back I had mentioned to you about something doing a live stream on like a Sunday or something like that. But I don't know. I won't have this coming Sunday off, so that's not in the cards. But maybe sometime this month I might do something. But as it is right now, I don't. It's hard to say.
Okay. Not bad. I got 2 dudes inked, and then this guy's pretty much done. Just need to do some touch-ups on him, so I'll work on another one. The real problem is that I've got 30 of these guys.
Damn. Oh, yeah, I just remembered. We were talking Sega earlier, right? Well, a bit of news was that I guess Sega is looking to work with Microsoft's server system, I think, something like that. Usually it turns out to be they're just utilizing a function of Microsoft or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking too, because I was like, I think the data leak for the Nintendo expansion pack thing, going back to Nintendo briefly, it's I think it said it has like 2 other systems that are going to come to the service, and I was thinking, because everyone's, oh my god, it's pricey, it's so pricey, why would they charge for this, shit? And I'm thinking, and they were saying, maybe it was Sega doing it because they wanted a little bit more cut for the licensing. And I'm thinking, okay, so if they're going to add another system, what other system would be worth it?
If they add Saturn, I would buy it. I would.
No, that's what I was thinking, because there's 2 games on the system already. The Cutie Pop, I think it is. They're 2 like side-scrolling shooters. Okay. And they're both pretty much like, people have figured out that it's just an emulator. And so they swap out the ROM and put in another ROM, and that's how they're playing Saturn games on the Switch. And they're saying that it's running it very, very nicely. I was thinking Saturn, but I was thinking, it would be even better. It would even utilize online functionality. Fucking Dreamcast with a Phantasy Star Online. Yes, sir.
Phantasy Star Online 2. You got SegaNet with Unreal Tournament and Quake 3 Arena.
Yes.
With how
I mean, I don't know
how well Quake 1's been received on the Switch.
Yep.
Quake 3, yeah. So it's
Oh, they have a Power Stone? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Power Stone Online? Hell yeah. Power Stone 2. That way you can have 4 people. That way you can have 4.
Oh, yeah, and the boss battles. Oh, see, that's what I was like, yes. Fucking...
To be fair, though, I would buy it if it had Saturn, though, over Dreamcast. Mainly because Saturn... the games are just so expensive now that it's really hard to add to your Saturn collection, and some games would be worthy of having a broader appeal. Can you imagine if they had Panzer Dragoon Saga up on that?
I think it is on there. Oh wait, no, just Panzer Dragoon.
Yes, Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah,
because it was
familiar with a game called Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, I have it on the Dreamcast.
It's
another one.
A fun game. It's a really fun game. I haven't.
Apparently, Skies of Arcadia is supposed to takes place in the same universe as Panzer Dragoon.
Nice.
Interesting.
See, I wouldn't mind either or both. Especially with Saturn with their fighting games. Because fucking Fighters Mega Mix better be on there.
If they do Saturn Fighters, then I would actually buy a controller peripheral, mainly because I would want a fucking Sega Saturn controller for literally any other console, because it was the best controller ever fucking made.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember seeing the Saturn console controller.
The Saturn controller was it was very similar to the 6-button controller for the Sega Genesis,
Just a little.
but it had shoulder buttons as well.
And the D-pad on it was really nice.
The D-pad was hands down the best D-pad ever fucking made.
Okay, all your praises aside, I'm a DualShock person. Is it ergonomically similar?
It is way better, in my opinion. I hate the DualShock. I hate the PlayStation controller. It is so clunky compared to the Saturn. The Saturn fit in my hand real nice. I was able to reach all 6 buttons with my thumb very easily. It was hands down the best controller for fighting games. I have never played with a controller that was better than the Saturn for fighting games.
Speaking of fighting games, riddle me this. Did Konami ever make a fighting game?
Yes, they did.
Aside from the Castlevania fighting game.
I was going to say, yes, they did, and I own it. Castlevania Judgment, yes.
Is that the only fighting game that Konami has made?
I think so.
Also Hudson Soft. I can't think of a fighting game that Hudson Soft made. But then again, I don't know if they made a game, back in the arcade days where they had like World Heroes and shit like that. So you might have just flown the radar, but because I was thinking like, dude, Namco has Tekken, Sega has Virtua Fighter, Namco has Soul Calibur.
Apparently they made a lot.
What?
But the only one that I can see here that immediately comes to mind saying, oh yeah, I played that, was TMNT Tournament Fighters.
Oh fuck, I forgot about the fucking Tournament Fighters.
Yeah, Tournament Fighters was made by Konami.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like the different companies' fighting games and how they operate differently, and I'm sitting there like, what did Konami make? What would a Konami fighting game look like? And yeah, there you go, Tournament Fighters.
And then you said Hudson
Fighter.
And you said Hudson stuff. Oh, Virtua Fighter was Sega, in-house.
Sega.
Okay.
AM.
Let's see.
That.
I love looking up companies like that, like Hudson Soft, and seeing just List of consoles they made games for: PC 800, X1, MSX, ZX Spectrum, Commodore Amiga, IBM PC compatible, PC TurboGrafx 16, PC CD-ROM, TurboGrafx CD, Mega Drive, Mega Drive CD, Game Gear, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Famicom, Game Boy, Super Famicom, Virtual Boy, N64, GameCube, Wii, WiiWare, DS, DSi, 3DS, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, mobile phones, iOS, Android. Yeah.
It sounds like they got around the block a few times.
Yeah.
Wait, did they make a game for the Gamecom?
I don't think so, no.
Damn.
Also, I hope when you're singing the praise of the standing controller, you're not meaning the giant wheel.
Hey, the 3D controller was fucking awesome.
The 3D controller was good, but no, I'm talking about the dog bone.
Yeah, the OG one.
Oh, yeah, I looked up a few images, and yeah, that looks like a pretty good controller.
It's hands down the best, man. It's so ergonomic. It feels so good in your hand. The D-pad is hands down the best D-pad ever.
My only gripe is, as I said, I've been holding the DualShocks for close to 20 years now, so it would take some adjusting.
Yeah. I hate the DualShock. You want to hear some hot takes here? The DualShock controller D-pad fucking sucks. I hate the PlayStation D-pad. It is the worst D-pad out of all of them.
I think that's probably why they went to a big
Question, which generation of DualShock, or do you just mean in general?
All of them.
All of them.
It is literally the only controller in my 37 years of gaming to have ever given me a blister on my thumb.
What about the...
Oh, you mean the sharp edges on the end of the buttons? Yeah. I can agree with you on that.
Not even the Dreamcasts were that bad. And the Dreamcasts were like fucking really sharp angles.
Dreamcast, yeah, well, yeah. But what about the OG Xbox controller? What's it called? The Duke?
The Duke? Yeah, I didn't personally like the Duke all that much. I like the second generation controller for the Xbox. The problem with the Xbox's controller was that the D-pad was really unresponsive. But the PlayStation was unresponsive too. You just had to press really hard to get the fucking buttons to register. And because of that, that's the reason why I would always get my fucking get a blister playing with the fucking D-pad on a PlayStation controller. Fuck that PlayStation.
We ain't too kindly with the PlayStation fans on this channel.
And that's not to say that I don't like PlayStation games. My favorite game of all time was exclusive to the PlayStation 2.
What game was that?
Silent Hill 3.
Wait, is that the one where you take pictures?
No, that's Fatal Frame.
Oh.
I have all of those as well. I'm really into horror games, Adam. I'm really, really into horror games.
Well, obviously your favorite game would be on the PS2. It is objectively the best console ever made.
I wouldn't say that either, no.
It's outsold every console before and since. Some of the...
It outsold a lot of the other consoles because of the DVD mechanic.
Yeah, that's why really why it was. I'll say this about the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 had great games on it, but my PlayStation 2 library is very, very limited. Very limited. To only games that I personally liked.
I think the only game I played the most on it, because I picked up some of the Final Fantasies just to, oh shit, Final Fantasy 12 looks pretty cool, or was it 12? I think it was the last one on there.
I think so, yeah.
But the only game that I really played on there a lot was Phantasy Star Universe.
Okay, yeah. I'll say I have Phantasy Star Zero, I think is the name of it, for the DS. That one's also really fun.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh, here you go. Here's one Hudson Soft fighting game that is an immediate, one that you'll get right away. Bloody Roar.
That was Hudson's.
That was Hudson Soft. Yep.
You see, that's what I mean. Like you sit there and you're like, oh yeah, it's this game. Holy shit! Wow, they did Bloody Roar.
Yep.
That was the one where you can turn into the different animals, right?
Well, it's like werewolf sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like altered beast fighting mode.
It was like, you do a button combination in the game and then you turn into like a werewolf creature.
Power up.
Did either of you guys play a game called Black?
Black. Is that a first-person shooter?
Yes, I believe it was one of those I think it was one of the first games where it had extreme environmental damage. You can shoot up the place, literally. If I remember correctly.
Like,
it was...
what was the name of that game? For the PlayStation? Red Faction?
Yeah, it was, I would say it was, if you had a Venn diagram of Red Faction, of like a Call of Duty game, and Red Faction, Call of Duty, and I guess the other game would be like a Rainbow Six.
It had like stealth or tactics.
It didn't. I'm talking more like the later.
Okay, so like, well, wait, were you playing as a group or was it playing as just one dude? I might be
one dude. Yeah, it was just one dude. Yeah. The later ones after, say, Lockdown, were less like tactical shooters and more like arcade shooters. They had strayed very far from the pre-planning aspect of the original Rainbow Six games, which made those games like really awesome because I love that aspect of them. Black, it really was really good to look at. It really did the software and the hardware justice. Okay. It's one of the better looking ones and better playing ones too. Certainly one of the ones I really look back fond of. Constan's asking me a question. Let's see. Who else was there? There was Terry, there was Jack, and Gibberline. She's been doing her usual thing, playing games and whatnot. Jack is currently working on his thesis, as well as I believe he also has a job. So we haven't seen much of him lately. And well, Terry's in the chat, so you can ask Terry how he's doing. So other PS2 games that I really liked, I don't know if you guys remember this game called Oni.
Oh, Oni? Oh, yeah. The best release of Oni was on the PC, though. That was actually made by the people that made Halo, before they made Halo.
Is Oni the samurai game?
No, it's a cyberpunk shooter, like third-person over-the-shoulder cyberpunk shooter.
Yeah, I'm way out of that. I was thinking
it's a shooter / fighter, so you do some hand-to-hand combat and some shooting.
It was really kind of cool. They blended the mechanics really well with it, so that like the martial arts that you would perform in the game really felt punchy. It was very much like it's like a little bit of acrobatics like in Tomb Raider, with really complex controls, but also combining that with like close quarters combat and shooting. It was a really fun game.
Some of the people that worked on Oni also worked on the Warriors.
Yeah, the Rockstar one.
Mm-hmm.
And I say I have that for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360. I have both.
No, that was a good game.
Yeah, I have that on both PS2 and the PSP. Which I would say the PSP is an underrated.
My
game
problem with my PSP
console.
is that it was not very smartly designed. The home button keeps engaging when I'm pressing down on the D-pad, and again PlayStation D-pad. So yeah, I've pretty much abandoned trying to play anything on my PSP. I'll say this: the Vita was great. I love the Vita, and that one was an extremely underrated console.
I keep hearing that. I'd like to try one. You know, one game on the PSP though that fucking was awesome was the Dragon Ball fighting game on there.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! When I got that was like, yes, because it was like Budokai. No wait, no, yeah, Budokai 3, just portable. And Budokai 3 is fucking awesome. That is one of the games. Also another game for the PS2 that I played a shit ton.
Dragon Ball Budokai.
Oh yeah.
So my favorite games for the PSP, of course, the Warriors it's an amazing. It doesn't feel like they did anything to really. They didn't cut anything out of it. It's pretty much a one-to-one translation of the PS2 game, so it doesn't feel like they did any compromises as far as the content, the performance, the visuals, and so on and so forth. Oddly enough, there's I don't know if you guys you've heard of the original. Everybody's heard of the original. But have you heard of Space Invaders Extreme?
No.
Is that the one on Wii? Oh wait, no, I think it's Returns or Revenge or something like that.
I have Space Invaders for the Atari 2600 though.
This would be the sequel to Space Invaders. It was released 2010-ish, I'm gonna say. 2009, 2010, something like that. And it is everything the original game was, but dialed up to 15. It's hard to explain. There's just so much that they added into the game, and it doesn't feel stupid. It feels fun. They made it fun. They could have easily made it really stupid, because you take a very simple premise like Space Invaders, and it would be easy to make it stupid, but they managed to make sure it was fun and not add on a bunch of dumb stuff that would detract from the game.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about an old property being made with a sequel that made it dumb.
Bomberman Zero.
Oh, okay. Bomberman. I don't know. I've not played that one, but how about? Oh God, it was. There's a subtitle to it, and I need to look it up to be 100% accurate on it. Let me look it up one sec.
You should try. There's a game that came out on the Wii U or the Wii. It was an eShop game. It's where you play as the Space Invaders. So you're playing as the UFO, and you're shooting little aliens to destroy buildings, and you got to destroy all the military buildings and shit. It's a pretty fun game. I remember the name of it.
Okay, it was Frogger 2: Swampy's Revenge.
What the hell?
Oh, I think I remember that. Doesn't he have a backpack or something? He looks like Bad News.
It's well, yeah. It's like the. Oh wait, no. Sorry. It was not Frogger 2: Swampy's Revenge. Although that one was really weird too. No, the one I'm thinking of is Frogger: The Great Quest.
That sounds even dumber.
Oh, no.
It was a 3D platformer.
We're bringing them back, boys.
And then the other one was Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures.
Oh god, that game is horrible.
I have Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures for the Sega Genesis.
Is that any good or is it dumb?
It's really dumb. It's a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, but the pointing and the clicking is you're aiming and you're shooting a slingshot.
Yeah, at stuff to have Pac-Man look in certain directions and interact with the environment. Now, don't get me wrong, from an animation perspective, the game is actually pretty, technically speaking, impressive.
Oh yeah,
The problem is that the concept of it is just really dumb.
And it's just... Yeah.
It's like you're watching a
I had-
cartoon.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Man,
When
that just-
growing up, me and my brother would think it was like, what was it, Gigapet or Digimon or something like that. It was like you put it in and you play. You have a Pac-Man little character that you can feed or hit or make the dog chase him and shit.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Oh man, I just looked up Space Invaders Extreme. It was released in 2008. A sequel was released the next year in 2009 for the Nintendo DS.
Extreme
2.
But it's not the 90s. It can't be extreme anymore.
I know. The title is stupid, but the
was
game
it?
is fun.
Hold on. Because I was thinking about the characters from Harold and Kumar. Because immediately I thought of the fat kid they're in the convenience store and he's like making this like, "Rah!" And they're like, what is that, a raptor? What the fuck is this? Oh,
It's
man.
been a really long time since I've seen that movie, my man.
I don't know, just
It's been a very long time since I've been to a White Castle.
oh yeah, well that too. I don't know, random things just like bubble up to the top of my head, you know. I fucking was hearing somebody has a phone, like a phone ringtone that is like a generic Nokia phone or something. I don't know. It was a generic ringtone, and every time I heard it, it reminded me of the theme song from Tommy Boy. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, does anybody else hear the theme from Tommy Boy? What the fuck what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like it. I'm going crazy.
Going crazy with the Tommy Boy.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. Rest in peace, Chris Farley.
Yeah, good old Chris Farley.
You know what? I'm gonna watch that tonight. Just thinking about the driving scenes, where they start singing the song together, or when they get pulled over and they're like, space! The fucking hood, and all of a sudden everything's okay, and all of a sudden it just flies up, and they're like, ah! Dude.
The 90s really were a time for the dumb comedy, weren't they?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, see? Here's another little bubble. Fucking somebody posted, I don't know, it was like a random thing on the timeline, right? They posted I can't remember her name. It's a hard name to remember. But I think she was on Baywatch. I don't know. Because the pictures they posted of her was she was in a red bikini, so I'm assuming it was Baywatch.
They didn't wear bikinis in Baywatch. They wore one piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the swimsuit.
The lifeguard swimsuit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm sitting there. I'm like, I saw her, and I'm like, nah. I remember her from the movie fucking Beverly Hillbillies. She was.
Oh.
She was.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Eleniak.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sitting there. I'm like, she was in Baywatch. I remember her as the daughter, I think, from Beverly Hillbillies, and then I was thinking,
I remember her from Under Siege.
With Steven Seagal?
Yeah. She jumped out of the cake.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, topless. Yeah.
Erica Eleniak. That's her name.
Elaniac. Yeah, see that last name, I'm butchering it every time. Oh shit! I gotta tell you, Friday. All right, so
The movie starring Ice Cube.
no. Well, actually, apparently,
So Jim Varney and what was his name? Bader, something Bader.
who played Jethro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember the big old Subway sandwich. It was just like, thank you. No, this is completely random. Nah, you know what? Never mind.
Dietrich Bader. That's the guy's name.
Dietrich Bader. I just remember him from Drew Carey.
I remember him from Office Space. He was the neighbor. They could hear them all talking through the walls.
Hey, turn it on channel 52. They got breast exam going.
So I interrupted you there, Adam. What were you going to say?
I don't know, man. So many random things are going off my head right now.
So we were talking about Erica Eleniak, and you were going to talk about something else, and I kind of jumped in.
Oh yeah, no, you saved the day because I was going to tell a very crass story that happened at work last Friday, and I don't think it's. You know what? Fuck it, let's go. So,
Let's go.
That's fucking good. There's a group of girls that are working at the place that I work at, and they're like a crew, right? It's like the leader, the muscle, and the silent one. It's really weird, but every day
They're gang.
Yo, dude. And every day they are loud and they just say some of the craziest shit, and they fuck around with people. And it's one of those things where it's like, somebody was like, hey, you shouldn't be wearing, because she like rolled up her leggings really high, and somebody made mention of it, and she's like, you like it. And it's like, what the fuck? these I avoid them like the plague, bro. Dude, I'm like, dude, I don't want no part of this because I don't want to, because we have an HR. God only knows what they're gonna fucking do. But I think,
oh man.
Well, no, because we're going through we're losing a lot of people.
Okay.
So they've issued a no firing thing. So I think they're pushing it. They are fucking pushing it. There's times where they just float around and just chill. It's just like ridiculous. But no, Friday took it over the fucking boat, dude. I was sitting there, and they moved my buddy Kevin to where I used to work, over by the window, and it's pretty far. I don't know why they moved him over there. I think because he keeps his area kind of messy. So when they bring clients in, they're like, oh, Whereas me, I have the American flag up. I got a Popeye statue, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, everything's nice and tidy, and I'm like, yeah. so I'm okay there. But no, I saw it was. I don't know. I think it was like they were leaving or they were going on break. They were just rolling, and I see them go straight to Kevin's area, and I swear to fuck, the leader goes, "Hey Kevin, do you like roast beef?" And the other two start chuckling, and Kevin just stands up. He's like, "I'm not gonna answer you because you always have to fucking you always mean something else when you ask a question." He's like, "Just leave me alone." And they laugh and they walk away, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. This lady just like, "Hey, you want some of these beef curtains?" I was like,
oh my gosh.
You really think she was soliciting Kevin there? I mean,
I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is funny as fuck.
Poor Kevin.
She looked good.
She's okay, I guess. I mean, I know Kevin has.
Hey, they hired.
Yeah, actually, yes. And I think because they give a bonus, like they I think they give signing bonus to somebody who recruits, and I think that's where she keeps getting all, because she's getting. These are all her friends. So she's got to think. I don't know, man. Like I said, I go in, I see what they're. Hey, we need, this, and this item for orders. So focus on those, and then there's all this other shit. Okay, I just go in there. I mind my business, because like I said, they made me watch a video about sexual harassment at the workplace, and I'm sitting there like this. This lady just went out there and was like, what do you think? And he's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, could you imagine? That's exactly what happened in the video, where it was a guy and he's like, hey, little secretary lady, you want to hang out with me? It's like, what the fuck?
I'm going to send you a link to an old E-Bombs World video. It's this sexual harassment video. Like, this is old internet too. That's like made to look like it's legit, but like halfway into it, it just takes a complete right turn, and it's great. Like, there's a bit where it's like, inappropriate talk amongst colleagues, and the guy walks up to this other guy and he goes, "Word around the office is you've got a fat cock."
Oh my goodness.
One of the funniest training / lab safety videos I've ever seen was many years back. I started getting these. I don't know if they still do this, but the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, HHMI. I think that's anyway, the Howard Hughes Hospital medical place. They used to always have these lectures, and you could get free copies of these lectures. They would cover various topics like AIDS and like famines and shit like that. Some of them really, really interesting, but some of the free stuff they would send out was like lab safety. These lab safety videos, and there's this one. Maybe it was just caught me at that particular day, but when I watched it, there's a scene where the researcher's lab coat catches on fire, and just the reaction this guy makes is just, it was hilarious. So that was certainly a treat that morning, because I thought I was just going to get a bunch of interesting but not very exciting materials.
I always love it when those are like bait and switches like that.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the one Klaus the forklift driver?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Hold on, is that the one? Because I was just thinking, like, yeah, I saw one where it was they were talking about forklift safety, and then it was a bit about the balance and the weight, and they're like, you got to make sure that you have, you have an understanding of the weight or whatever. And all of a sudden they cut to a toy forklift. Like, they show a driver driving down the area, but then they cut to a toy forklift, and you can see the string pull it over to its side, and they're like, and he died because he didn't respect the proper, balance or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, wait, what? You can see the string.
Okay, no. Klaus the forklift driver is it starts off like a legitimate safety instructional video, and then it just gets progressively sillier in how it shows all of the way that these accidents can happen. The very first one is always be sure about the load being safe before lifting a load. And Klaus comes up and and it's all in German with subtitles. Okay, Klaus comes up, takes this pallet, and raises it up and puts it up in the rack. But while he's raising it, the guy who is working on the pallet looks gets up and like looks around and is looking for it. He's looking for his box cutter because he left it on the pallet and it's like halfway off the pallet. And then while he's lifting it up, he like nudges the pallet so the box cutter falls off. And at the same time, the guy who's looking for his box cutter takes off his hard hat, and the box cutter goes straight into the top of his head.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And, like,
much later.
Yeah, it progressively gets like more and more gory. Like
it gets worse and worse and worse.
Like he impales a guy on one of the things, like cuts his arm off, and his arm's holding a chainsaw, and the chainsaw just takes off and like cuts a dude in half. It just gets progressively sillier.
It just goes to show that Germans do have a sense of humor. They just wait till safety training videos for it to come out.
Yeah,
they're very straight-laced in every other aspect of their daily life and professional life. But when it comes to safety training videos, they're all laughs.
I saw that because it was part of a thing at the anime convention that I was going to all the time back in the day. They had this panel section. It was late at night. And this is like before YouTube was like really, really big, you know, sort of thing, right? So a lot of this stuff was like memes on the internet, but it was like before memes could be, especially video memes, could be widely shared. And there was a running meme at Anime Central, which is the anime convention up here in the Chicagoland area, the big one. And it was the panel section. It was like I said, it was late at night. It was like from I think like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. when they were playing this, and they called it Anime Hell. And it was just like random meme videos that kind of like became big con inside jokes. My favorite one was there's this German folk singer called Heino. You can look him up online. He's hilarious, but it's not necessarily all that funny. It's just the fact that he's like, you know, he's singing these traditional German songs with this incredibly deep voice, and he's always wearing these like really thick black sunglasses. So it's a really funny visual. It's like he's Elvis in the 60s. And there was one Anime Hell I remember going to where they were like, you want to know why Heino always wears the glasses? This is why. And then they play a video where Heino doesn't have his glasses on. He's got these weird fucking eyes that are like ice blue and pierce your soul. So you can definitely tell that the fucking producers were like, no, you gotta hide that shit, man. People are gonna be freaked out.
How do you spell this guy's name?
Heino.
Heino. Ah, okay, yeah, I see the sunglasses.
Yep, I was gonna say that's how I learned about Klaus the forklift driver, was from Anime Hell.
Yeah, I don't remember where I saw it first, but I've seen it. I've seen it several times, and it.
And so that's also where my friends and I learned about good old Dr. Tran.
You have to refresh my memory on Dr. Tran.
Oh, you don't remember Dr. Tran? Or you don't know Dr. Tran? Dr. Tran was a cartoon by Lone Sausage Productions. The guy, I think he went on to work on some other cartoons like Adventure Time and stuff like that for Studio Frederator. But his first cartoon was called Dr. Tran, and essentially it's like this little kid in Vietnam, like this little poor kid in Vietnam, and all of a sudden a like movie trailer voiceover guy starts talking about how he's this badass action hero named Dr. Tran. And like he can hear the voiceover. So it's like, I'm not a doctor from America. I'm not America. And watch him eat hickory smoked horse buttholes. What? I would never. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Good old Dr. Tran.
That reminds me of like the old Newgrounds type stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Old Newgrounds cartoons. Fuck yeah.
Do you guys? This goes back actually very far. Are you guys familiar with Icebox.com?
With what?
Icebox.com.
Icebox.com. No.
They were a website that had a lot of Flash animation.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, this was some pretty cutting edge stuff, because they had contributions from a lot of people that you would know, a lot of names out there, and these were all virtually independent projects.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember that there was Hard Drinkin' Lincoln was one of the cartoons. They had one called Queer Duck. There was also one called Navy Bear. There was Zombie College. What else was there? Toy Island. I think there was another one called Toy Island. There was one where there was two cats that were like a husband and wife, and it was just awful. What else? What was the space one? The space one was very, very Star Trek-y, very spoofing on Star. Oh gosh, what was it called? Anyway, that was a good one too.
Okay. I say I always love looking up those animators and stuff like that, and seeing all of their body of work from when they were starting out and then how they've kind of developed. One of my favorite ones was oh god, what's his name? Don Hertzfeld. If you've never heard of Don Hertzfeld, highly recommend his stuff. Look him up. He's really funny. All of his cartoons have been really, really funny. But he was part of a thing on MTV a long time ago. They had like an animation film festival. This is long after like Liquid Television and all that kind of stuff. But they had one called the Animation Show, and I have the DVDs of the Animation Show. It's pretty great. But all of the introductions for it were done by Don Hertzfeld. Don Hertzfeld is kind of unique in all of his cartoons are hand drawn and on paper. They're not on celluloid. They're not on computer, generation, nothing like that. They're all drawn on paper. And he actually uses the medium to, like, full effect. Like, in some of his cartoons, he actually, like, crumples the paper in between shots, like in stills on the frame. It's amazing. Like, his cartoons are awesome, and they're all really, really, really fucking funny. I'm sure that you probably know about Don Hertzfeld without knowing it was Don Hertzfeld. Do you guys know the meme? My spoon is too big. Yeah, that's Don Hertzfeld.
Okay.
Didn't,
I just looked up Icebox.com, and the other features that I didn't mention were Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong was this Chinese butler that was employed by this really, really waspy woman that treated him like garbage. But it was a really good, really funny one. Poker Night.
Ooh, sounds like my kind of lady.
Poker Night. I believe it was about dogs. If I'm calling this correctly, it was about dogs. Another one interesting was the Elvis and Jack Nicholas Mysteries. It was a series about Elvis Presley and the golfer Jack Nicklaus solving mysteries. Yeah. Another one was called Jesus and His Brothers. Jesus and His Brothers. Garbage Island was the one I thought it was called Toyland. It's called Garbage Island. It was one of the better, well-made ones, and I'm sorry that it didn't do more. That didn't go as far as it ultimately did. Let's see. Senior House was kind of a play on Animal House, but instead of college students, it was these old people. Starship Regulars, that's when I was trying to remember. It's kind of a Star Trek spoof sort of thing to it. Navy Bear was interesting. It was a bear that was taught how to speak and joined the Navy. And Murray Wilson Rock and Roll Dead. I don't remember that one that much.
Oh, hey. I'm looking at some of it on YouTube right now, or not YouTube, on Wikipedia right now. Zombie College had both Billy West and John DiMaggio in it. You would know them as Fry and Bender from Futurama.
Yeah, and also, let's see, Tress MacNeille from...
Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tress MacNeille has been in everything. She was Dot in Animaniacs, most notably, but yeah, no, she's been additional voices in like almost every cartoon made since the 90s. Yeah. My favorite Tress MacNeille in Futurama is that she's the crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
It's the Kajigger of Gibraltar!
No, I like looking at animation directors and animators and the different styles. That's why I like old Cartoon Network when they used to have like Tex Avery show and Bob Clampett. And, sadly, they didn't give one for Chuck Jones, who, by the way, is probably top tier in my heart.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! Chuck Jones is one of my favorites, hands down.
And then really close under him is Don Bluth, and then really close under him is Bob Iwerks.
Don Bluth did a cartoon in the movie Xanadu. And a lot of people lampoon that cartoon. Fuck them. I love that cartoon. I thought it was great. It was all to an Electric Light Orchestra song. It was great.
I have not seen that movie. I did not know
It's
Don
an
Bluth
interesting.
did that.
It's
I'm
an
gonna have to
interesting
watch
movie.
I recommend it. A lot of people hate that movie, and I don't understand why. I'm an apologist for Xanadu. I'm just going to come right out and say it.
It's Michael Beck from the Warriors,
and Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
You know what?
90% of all of the music in that movie are Electric Light Orchestra and Olivia Newton-John, and it was the last on-screen appearance of Gene Kelly.
Ooh. You know, I did like the NES game that came out for it, Xanadu.
wrong Xanadu.
Yeah. And also not the Rush song either.
Famicom Xanadu?
Yeah, this is not about that. Essentially, the plot of Xanadu is that a disgruntled artist who creates blown-up versions of album covers for record stores says, fuck that noise, and quits his job and goes in with this aging retiree to make a fusion of 80s glam rock and 40s jazz nightclub / roller rink.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I'm not going to say it's not weird, but I'm an apologist for that movie.
And it has this weird sort of Greek mythology.
Yeah, because the woman that he falls in love with, the woman that's played by Olivia Newton-John, is a muse, a Greek muse.
Yeah. And there's a lot of roller skating in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of roller
Hey,
skating.
what's Donkey's take on this? I haven't heard from Donkey in a while.
He might be asleep.
Oh shit! See, I knew it was gonna happen at some point.
In that case, Starship regulars. I'm looking at the cast list on here. Speaking of Dietrich Bader, he also played Wilson in Starship regulars. Michael Dorn.
Ah.
Yeah, Michael
Good old
Dorn.
Worf.
Yeah. And Megan Price as leads. So yeah, there was a lot of talent in these Icebox.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and it was it was Flash cartoons made by producers from both America and Canada, which I'm gonna come right out and say it. The one thing that I cannot fault Canadians for, I know I dig at Canadians quite a lot, especially at Eeyore, but Canadians in the 90s and 2000s were like pioneers of animation. They were one of the few people that were willing to take risks with cartoons, and I infinitely admire Canadian animators for that. Yeah, the short animation was a whole thing in Canada back in those days.
The bad thing,
I don't know.
At the time. Oh, sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
So the bad thing at the time is that in order to watch these icebox.com, well, .tv shorts, is it you had to. This was back in the Stone Age of the internet, where the best that you could hope for was a crappy dial-up speed.
Yeah.
So you would have to wait 15-20 minutes for the damn thing to download for you just to be able to watch it. So that's
the preloader because they were all Flash cartoons. Yeah.
That's what made it suck.
It was launched in 2000, so there was broadband, but it was fairly new.
Yeah, not everybody had broadband. Dial-up, a good 56K was probably your best bet.
Yeah.
And that sucked. And I could only watch them in the middle of the night, because that if anybody picked up the phone or made a phone call while I was trying to watch one of these cartoons, it would just, I would have to start all over again.
I say it reminds me of the extremely early days of cartoons on the internet. You had your Joe cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had your Strong Bads.
Oh yeah. The Chaps Brothers.
Yeah.
Homestar Runner.
Oh yeah.
Tourette's guy.
Good old Tourette's guy. You know, the whole thing was fake, but I don't care. I still love the character.
he worked the bit to the T.
Exactly.
Don't talk shit about Tock.
Oh, there's the Puff Daddy version of the song, not that Sting piece of shit.
Oh, and there was
every breath you take. Fuck!
Whatever his wife's name is was like Lucinda. Fuck!
Before we had Chad Vader, we had what was it? It was based on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it was it's like a 2 or 3 episode comedy thing where it was centered around Obi-Wan. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, holy shit. I think there's an Amber Alert.
Yeah, we got an alert there on someone's phone.
It's either extreme weather or Amber Alerts. That's the only time I ever hear that.
Yeah.
And the weather's been clear today, so it's probably an Amber Alert.
Zombie apocalypse is what's going on.
Zombie apocalypse of Amber Alerts. That made no sense.
Didn't need to. Well, guys, though, we've been going for over an hour, and like I said, this is a fairly low energy stream. We got some good convo though, especially about cartoons and video games. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out and having a good time watching paint dry.
You're welcome.
But yeah, we've been your Minions of the Zoo. Thank y'all for coming out. Be sure to watch tomorrow, where Skep is the host. And yeah. Take care, everyone. The zoo is closed.